We're doing a review of the NF ACOUS RA15. They used to be known as NF Audio, and now they're doing a rebrand to NF ACOUS. Anyway, so this is a single dynamic driver $90 set by NF ACOUS. Were sent to me by NF ACOUS for review, so big thank you to them for sending these out. Of course, it doesn't change my opinions or anything I say in the video. And yeah, let's get into this. So packaging, pretty normal stuff. I do like this insert here. It looks kind of like a vinyl disc. It's a nice little idea where you put your finger in here and you can pull this out. You got the tips underneath. Check that out. The cable, small bag, and another set of tuning nozzles. We'll talk about those in a second as well. And that's about it. Let's put that to the side. Alright, first let's talk about these tips, because these are nice tips. I actually really like these. Let me turn on the flash here to get a better look. I really like these tips. They're very comfortable, very soft. It feels like the silicone that they're using is high quality. They do sell these on their website and by themselves for, I think actually they're not so cheap. I think they're like $10. I'm not sure though. But they are really good tips, good quality tips. So it's really nice to see that included in the package here at $90. Alright, so now let's talk about the cable. I really like this cable. I think it's one of the better cables you can get in this price range. If not, maybe the best IM cable you can get under $100. It's very smooth. I like the connectors, very supple. Absolutely no issues with the cable. However, I do wish this IEM used normal 2-pin and not this kind of QDC style cable. I don't think this would work exactly with QDC IEMs. I'm not sure though, but I wish this was a normal 2-pin cable. Anyway, now it's oh yeah, also it does come with this little bag. Not very useful in my opinion, but it's there. I wish it came with a case at this price range, but I guess it's fine. Alright, now let's actually talk about the IEMs themselves. Here we have the IEMs in the little disc here. You can just pop those out. Go. Come on. There we go. And we have the other, what are these called? Nozzles. Alright, so for the IEMs themselves, build quality and comfort wise, the build is fantastic. I have no issues here. Full metal, feels great in the hand, cold to the touch. And they're very comfortable. I have no issues with comfort at all. I could wear these for a very long time when it comes to comfort. Now, let's talk about what you care about. The sound. I can't recommend this to anyone, though, because these sound pretty bad, to be honest with you. I first tried out with these silver nozzles that you see on the IEMs themselves. And it was shrill, harsh. The treble was so bad that even songs I would consider very easy to sound good on a set of IEMs, like, you know, those ones that, you know, there is no hi-hats, there's nothing that's supposed to, that becomes sibilant on some IEMs, still sounds sibilant on these. This managed to make just treble always a problem for me. The treble was so much of a problem, in fact, that it was hard to test the mid-range and the bass, because the treble was so far forward and so shouty and harsh that it's like I can't pay attention to the mid-range of the bass. I mean, like, after a long period of listening with very low volumes, I could tell. The bass quality is decent. I mean, it's like, it hits deep, but it's got a normal amount of decay, normal amount of detail. It's nothing significant. At this price range, it's just average, the bass, but it's recessed, heavily recessed. And the mid-range is terrible. But we'll get to that in a second. But the bass for now is mediocre, but also very not pronounced, very recessed. Now let's talk about the mid-range. The mid-range is very thin, hollow. Vocals are pushed so far back. These actually do have a soundstage, so there's that. But yeah, the vocals are pushed very far back, very thin, very hollow sounding. This sounds very dry. It sounds very it's not musical. It sounds just bad. Going on to the mid-range overall, it's just very thin, very shrill. The note weight is very thin. Overall, poor mid-range. Treble, as I said, in your face, shouty, sharp, barely tolerable. Honestly, it's not tolerable. I can't enjoy music when listening with these nozzles on. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when I'm reviewing, there's two types of me reviewing an IEM when I'm listening to it. I'm listening to it and I'm enjoying the music while I'm, you know, checking to see, you know, how's the bass, mid-range, and there's other times where it's like, okay, just one more song, come on, one more song. This is one of those. This is one of those sets where it was just like, come on, maybe, well, okay, I can do another one tomorrow. I can listen to it again after that. I can't listen to it too much in one day because it hurts my ears. I hate these nozzles. And then, sadly, I was really hoping that these would save it, and they didn't. Same problem. I mean, like, it reduced the treble. It did, but not enough. It still was harsh. Still very shrill. But you did get a little bit of the bass back. The bass did increase. It was a little bit more present. So the bass had a semblance of normalcy for a set of IEMs in this price range. But then again, the mids, hollow, shrill, thin, pushed all the way back. Awful. Imaging wise, both nozzles is actually decent. I was able to pinpoint, you know, if there's a snap, you can tell where it is. Soundstage as well was actually pretty good. It is wide for this price, but is there even a point in talking about that? It sounds awful. The signature is harsh, and it's just overall barely listenable. So why do you care about the soundstage and imaging anyway? But I did check, obviously. It's not. It like the soundstage imaging is decent, actually, pretty good for this price, but overall sound quality is poor, and it's a shame because honestly, they did everything else right. The build quality is fantastic for the price point. The comfort is excellent. These are quite small. The tips, where are the tips? Where'd they go? There they are. They're very nice quality, very good tips, and they even come with extra small, very useful for my ears. Overall packaging was fine. Cable is excellent. If only this cable used a normal 2-pin so I can use it on something I'd actually listen to. Overall, everything else except the sound is good. Build is good, comfort's good, accessories are good. I mean, and I think it's got to be a driver issue because I mean these do have different tunings to an extent a little bit, but both have the same problem where that mid-range is thin, hollow, and the treble is harsh and sibilant. So I don't know. It must be maybe the drivers they're using. Maybe both tunings were just bad, but it's honestly bearably listenable for me. And obviously I can't recommend this to anyone at any price. That's about it. See ya.